What is up, guys? What is up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I'm late. I know I'm like an hour later than I usually am. Took a while to get here. I'm gonna be just completely honest. I literally woke up like an hour ago. I usually start an hour ago. It's because I woke up an hour ago. So that's why I'm super late. But what is up? What is up? It was so funny because before the stream, I looked at my chat to kind of see what I was gonna have to expect coming onto here. And my eyeballs immediately went to something that said, you can see her Pantsu actually, if you want. And I said, why are people bringing up Pantsu before the stream? And then I realized it was last stream's chat that's still on this feed, but sorry. What's up? Astra, what's going on? Happy to see that my Twitch chat is working now. What's up, Straw? Hibiki, what's going on? The EU whole other countries are banning anime, Japanese game, and bikinis from chibi reviews. Hibiki, I'm getting into the stuff already, and I really shouldn't. But Hibiki, I'm gonna tell you something that will improve your life immensely, and I hope you're still in the chat. If you are, shout out. Hibiki, whenever you see something that looks insane, look into it a little bit. Nothing against Chibi. Mad respects for the dude. Dude has built something huge. I used to look up to him. He's not directly, but one of the many reasons why I wanted to start doing YouTubing the way I did, because he's one of the few people that didn't rely on clips and stuff from anime. And I was very afraid of using clips, and I thought that you couldn't be a YouTuber unless you used tons of clips in your videos, because that keeps people attention and seeing flashy cool stuff. He's one of the few people that actually was successful by just being on a camera, and that's mad respects. But I've looked into way too much of his stuff, and it's overly, it's a lot of lies. I'm not saying that he's lying, but I'm thinking he's mostly misinformed on a lot of stuff. And he also knows how YouTube works. He's making money. He's trying to make money and make it a living being YouTuber, and that requires being very clickbaity. And I think that too many people take, and they do this to me too. This is not just Chibi. People do this to me too. They take just based on what's on your thumbnail and the title, and they come to a conclusion based on that. So when you see animes being banned, he's trying to get your attention to the video where he talks about something, and then, but the unfortunate side effect is that nobody knows the context, or they don't even look into what he's talking about to see what's actually happening. So if you just go based on, like, if you just, in general, if you just go based on thumbnails and titles of just tons of videos on YouTube, you're going to think the world's ending. So if you don't want to have stress your entire life, stop looking at thumbnails and titles is really what I'm getting at. Because I stopped doing that. I have, and he's sort of a side effect of this, I have blocked a lot of YouTubers on my feed. If I go to their video and there's not an ounce of truth to their thumbnail and their title, and it's extremely it's a scary title or thumbnail, like it scares you, I block them. Because it's stressful. It's stressful as hell. Because that's literally what makes YouTube and everything really profitable, is scaring people. And I don't want that in my life. So not to say anything to what you're saying there, and you're not responding, so I'm guessing you just dropped that and left, so I apologize if I'm just yapping at the wind here, but stop believing everything you see on there. It's super. I'm gonna look into it in a minute. I honestly did see it. I do have it on my docket here. The whole thing with the British Board of Film. We'll see. We'll look at it in a minute. We'll see if it's actually anything important. I might make a video on it later on, or I might just take whatever's on the live stream and just put it on there. But yeah, for those that missed it, apparently the British Board of Film and Classification is banning all of anime in the entire world. So we'll see if it's true. Apparently the British board is banning everything. Anyways, sorry for the side tangent. Hey guys, what's up guys? We do have quite a bit to go through. We'll have, I want to go through some news bits. I have some stuff to unbox. I think it's the last stuff that I'll unbox for this year. And then we'll go into some other stuff. Yeah, I think in general, the whole situation with like UK and stuff like that's kind of sucks. And I don't really like to cover most of it just because I'm not from the UK. I don't know a lot of how that stuff works. I do know that a lot of stuff that is adopted over there often bleeds elsewhere. We're kind of seeing the attempts of that with the whole ID stuff. But it's nothing really to do about it, unfortunately. Anyways, I'm excited for the Fire Force to come back. Hell yeah. Hello, Akaz, I guess the name, I'm sorry. Obscure, what's up? Again, hello. Doodle, what's up? Hi-ho, it's off to work I come. She left work. Sorry, had to do the joke. No problem. It's better you're late than me today. What's up, Do Halt? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Like I said, I just woke up. It's been a month. I think I'm getting the side effects of the fact that I was trying to take it easy this season and just kind of chill before the winter season comes around and everything kind of starts ramping up. And I'm getting the side effects of that and the fact that I'm getting behind on everything. Everything that I wanted to do, chill like again, my previews. I still want to do that Isekai video. I got to do my anime of the year. All that stuff I put off, and now I'm realizing it's almost the end of the year. I'm screwed. What's your opinion on Twist with Therese in the Punching Girl anime? Therese. Oh, and the May I ask for one last thing? I have not seen that episode yet, if that's what you're talking about. Chino, thanks for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate your support. I can't watch him now, but he's too many spoilers, so I blocked YouTube showing me stuff. Yeah, that's the other problem, and that's a sucky thing. I deal with that with Mushoku Tensei, honestly. Like, you want to like showcase something with the current novel, but you don't want to spoil things. I've been trying very hard and very careful with the stuff with Mushoku Tensei, because for those that don't know, every Monday I do a Mushoku Monday, which we're reading through the novel series, and I literally have like 2 more side volumes to go, and I'm literally done with everything. So it's like I want to include stuff about characters in my thumbnail for the folks that are watching it, but I do realize that that's in everybody's feed, people that are only watching the anime, so I don't want anything in there that's like, you know exactly what's happening. It's trying to be very obscure with the actual thumbnail. So hopefully that came across. Like, if you randomly see some old dude on my thumbnail like this week, it's like, who hell is even this? Nobody knows. Good. As long as you don't know who it is, that's good. You'll find out. No, I don't think you'll even like. I literally, at this point, anything that I'm covering, I don't think the anime viewers will even see any of it. So we're in that good area right now. Anyways, the thumbnail spoilers, yeah, that's the problem, and I feel that. I even feel that with my coverage of shows on a weekly basis too. I'm actually curious to know what they're doing for next Mushoku Monday. I'm leaving it. Y'all have to find out next week. I like the idea of nobody knowing. Well, there's 2 people that know. There's 2 people that know. He's extreme. I call you a medium on topics. He's an extreme. I call you a medium. And I guess that's I don't really. I'm not like purposely doing that, Astro. I think it's more of the fact that because things are so tribalized, and everything has to be extremes anymore for attention, everybody gets attention and they're making money off of extremes because they grab people's attention. You want to scare people so they look at your content. Look at what I'm talking about, because you otherwise you're gonna be in trouble, and that makes people a lot of money. And what that does is it creates extremes on everything. And I like to be able to see both sides, and that's often paints me as sort of being in the center. I think a lot of people are kind of that. They're either extremes or they're kind of in the center there. I like TV, but you tend to not use clickbait and also be much more nuanced and centrist in your opinions. That's why I watch you. Well, I appreciate your support. I try to be a little bit clickbait. I don't call it clickbait for me. I call it just attention grabbers. Like, I don't want to lie in the thumbnail. There's some cases where I'll want to put something that's grabby and scary because everybody else is saying that same thing, and I want to grab those people's attention to give them the truth. It's a balance. Stop following channels that use excessive clickbait. I feel like they create extremely interesting content. You don't need to resort to that. But see, it's hard to get people's attention anymore, though. See, I don't... Even right now, I'm being centrist about this. Like, I'm understanding what Chibi does, and I'm understanding what everybody else does, but at the same time, I don't like it as well. It's the game. It's the game. It sucks. I hate being British sometimes. Don't hate being British. I ignore thumbnails. I see a Otaku Spirit. I click, and that's it. YP. Thank you. Long ago, unsubscribed in Chibi, while most stuff is clicky baity. When will Gushing Over Magical Girl Season 2 come out? Tomorrow. Actually, speaking of that, we'll look at this later. I got this. Well, it's not zooming in. We'll look at that later. Mobesh Show, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Thank you for your support. Kaiten, hey, what's up? That's why I love your content. I appreciate it. Hi, love your YouTube videos. I don't speak much English. I speak Spanish. So I won't say much because I don't trust the translator. But anyways, your reviews are always very interesting. Thank you, Gino. I appreciate your support. Appreciate it. Hope you stick around for a little bit. I know a little bit of Spanish, but don't even try it. I know a little bit of Spanish, but don't even try it. I failed Spanish. I hope Gushing Magical Girl Season 2 is just as ecchi. It's gonna be probably much more action-based. I would expect it's gonna be much more action-based. Based on where I've read through, what's coming up is gonna be... I hope they have the budget for it, or at least they do a good job of kind of showing it. YP, thank you for the gifted sub for Chino. YP with a gifted sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. UK law of the protecting kids, so the ID for adult stuff means tons of sites have blacklisted the UK from going there. It's not worth it. They won't make the money back from ads that it would take just to run the ID checking stuff. Yeah, that was kind of the hope, is that a lot of these companies just stop access there. Like, hey, we're a US company. I think some of them has basically said, you're not going to fine us. Like, the US government is not going to allow it. But I would just suspect them just don't allow access over there. See how quick the UK changes. There's a lot of tech power that's in the United States. If they all block the area, that'll change stuff real quick. Yeah, and I'm of the firm belief that I don't think that stuff. I think parents should manage the security of their kids. Too many parents allow their kids free roam on the internet, and to punish the entire world because parents don't watch their kids, I think it's BS. So with that in mind, I believe it's more about control. I don't think it's about the kids. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. You're probably right. I don't want to believe that stuff, but I watch your videos a lot. But sometimes I watch his videos, but I'm done. It's all right. Like I said, I was just kind of giving you my perspective on that stuff. It's really easy to get scared in that stuff. So for my suggestion, for your sake of peace of mind, take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt, just because, again, that's how YouTube works. It is to grab attention. Screen Awards released their nominations. Screen Awards? Anything important? Do you think Google Play will get controlled like Steam? I think it technically already is, to an extent. We just don't really see much talk about it. Look at Chino's got the dancing mojito. Got the dancing mojito. Dude, I love that emote. I was actually logging in the other day. Let me see what my Twitch says. My emote, my dancing mojito emote has been used 1,363 times, and it's only been on there for like a couple days. And it's all me, by the way. Me and Webby. Me and Webby have used that 1,300 times over the last, like, not even a week that it's been on my Twitch. The dancing mojito is great, dude. I love it so much. Just, anyways, sorry. Side tangent. Anime series of the year and anime film of the year. Oh, okay. I think your thumbnails is the balance, catchy but not overdoing the video titles. The only change that I want to do with my thumbnails, and I don't know why I've been putting off for so long, I do want to make it more clear on what is a topic video and what is a impressions video. I think early on in the season, I think it's fine not to really specify what a video is on if it is covering a show, because it's gonna be a first impression. But I want, like, episode impressions video to be very clear on what it is, because I think it's a negative for myself that people don't know that, because people will come to the video going, what is this that he's talking about? And then it ends up being episode 8 impressions for a show, and they're like, oh, well, turn it off. And that looks bad on the analytics on the show itself. So I do need to make like a smaller third or something like that stamp that tells people this is about a show, not a topic or a news bit. I would like to do that for, like, maybe a news stamp, a interview stamp, discussion stamp, and then an impression stamp or something like that, a react stamp. I don't know. Will the U.S. pushing those laws here? Yeah, in a lot of cases are getting slapped down. Like, right now, Mississippi and Michigan both have, like, I think currently set in state laws for IDs. Nobody's following it except for Blue Sky. A lot of the smaller companies are following it because they're afraid of being fined, but the big companies are like, whatever, try me. The problem is that it's taking too long for the Supreme Court to slap it down. The Supreme Court is still upholding that ID verification is against the Constitution. The problem is they're not directly slapping down the laws in the states. They're allowing the states to have to figure it out. Mississippi is doing this right now. Brett Kavanaugh, the Supreme Court has already said, no, you can't do that with that law. You cannot require IDs. And the big tech companies are suing the state to say, don't do this. But the Supreme Court's not getting involved until the local courts figure it out. They're allowing the local courts to do it. The Supreme Court should just stop it. Like, I hate this whole, like, allowing them to do their thing. I know that's, it's checks and balances. They don't want to overstep themselves. The Supreme Court does not want to overstep into the states, but I hate this whole, like, game that we're playing. Just slap it down and get rid of it. It's unconstitutional. It shouldn't be messed with. Get rid of it. But that's why I don't personally go, holy crap, they're censoring us already, and get onto a video and talk about it, because I know the system's working. It's scary and everybody's afraid of these ID laws and stuff, but the system's still working. The Supreme Court is still doing its job by keeping the states in check and going, you can't have ID verification. Get rid of this yourself or I'll get rid of it for you. We're still functioning as a states, a United States, with our Constitution and stuff. What's your most anticipated anime for winter season? Off the top of my head, probably Frieren. We'll look at it in a minute, though. We're going to dive in the whole thing, hopefully. Because I still got to do my video this week. I'm going to do a top most anticipated winter video. Hopefully this week. Hopefully I can get it done. Screen Awards are a collaboration between CBR, Screen Rant. Oh, God. You said CBR. I'm moving on. I don't want to talk about CBR right now. I don't want to talk about CBR right now. I know Screen Rant. I don't know Collider, and I don't know Movie Web. I grew up with grandma, and she couldn't know about what I did on the internet as a kid, playing adult visual novels and stuff, and actually helped me be a better human. You can't really control. I think everybody has different experiences on the internet, though. That's the problem. I think that truthfully, a lot of people have, is that, yeah, you can't control what they do, but you can control their access. And I don't know much about the industry. Just wanted to ask if City was a commercial failure like Nishijo. I thought it deserves more buzz. I don't think it's... I don't remember how well it did in Japan. I know over here it was pretty much crickets, just because, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that it was on Amazon, but I think even if it was on Crunchyroll, it wouldn't have got much attention. I think it will be another case like Nishijo, where it's not, like, insanely popular. At this point, we need a separate child internet. A separate child internet. Well, see, that's the problem. Who's going to manage it? Because technically there's a lot of platform... by the way, Tired Squirrel, thanks for the membership. I think I missed that. Appreciate your support. Hope you're doing well. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. A lot of websites have, like, designated child sections. And, like, you know, if you register that you're a child, this is your access. YouTube does it. YouTube Kids. But even then, there's, like, the most toxic crap on there. Like, you have to have somebody that monitors everything on the platform. I think sites, like social media sites and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, is not good for those types of things, because it's relying on the content creators to specify. Even if there's penalties, they're getting around it. You can't have, like, a mass content production site have kids accessing it. Like, plain and simple. Certainly would allow mine to play GTA 6. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Hibiki. Hope you have a Merry one as well. And Happy New Year's. Want to watch Takopi, but I'm scared. You have to be a right mind to watch that show. It is super good, though. It is super, super good. Their nominations for anime film in the year are pretty funny. I don't know if I want to know. What's up? What the fat art? Thanks for inviting. Love the channel. I appreciate it, man. All right, let's do this. I already have that screen up. I was actually looking. I thought I had my other thing up. But yes, I got this. It was funny because they had the sales going on, and I realized that I never bought Gushing Over Magical Girls, the Blu-ray. It's so funny because I think the last few streams we've had, I've been unboxing some sort of Gushing Over Magical Girl thing. Have I watched Takatsu Kamen Rider? I thought you said Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. No. I watched part of Tojima though. I haven't made my video yet. I'm behind on my Kamen Rider videos. Damn, it's got some shine to it. That has got some shine to it. Holy smokes. But yeah, I realized I never bought this, and this was on sale on Amazon, and it wasn't even out yet. So I'm like, okay, I'll pre-order this and get the Steelbook edition. Holy crap, you are not gonna miss this. You are not gonna miss this freaking Blu-ray, dude. Shiny. Shiny. Oh my gosh, the disc is loose. The disc is loose. It's Blu-ray though, so it shouldn't have any problems. Yeah. Let me spin this around. It was so funny because for those that don't know, this channel used to be strictly just unboxings, and people would get so mad when I did this. People would get so triggered by me doing this. I know why they're mad is because DVDs, just doing this and there being a speck of dust underneath there would scratch it. But these Blu-rays are a lot like more durable. But I love that. Every single time I did that, I would adjust the discs around and they get mad. Look at, there's a book in there. It's got a book in there. It's an art book. Yeah, okay. Be careful what I'm showing. Gotta be careful what I'm showing. Is there any other really good ones in here? We got some chibi version. Oh my, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay. That is gushing. Got each one of them, I think. No, never mind. It's only 2 of them. Ooh. In the spirit of the season. In the spirit of the season. I like. Yep, that's Magical Girls. Okay, it's not a very thick book here. It's got covered in chocolate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I miss this show. It's so bonkers. Absolutely bonkers show, dude. Anyways. That's super nice, though. That is super nice. I remember first video I ever saw yours was unboxing the Monetary Blue. Dude, that was such a freaking spin, dude. It was such a spin, dude. Oh, that was so much money. Yeah, that was back when I had like a very, very good job with a lot of disposable income. Pretty much all of this stuff that you're seeing back here was back then. A lot of disposable income. And that was a massive purchase. It was like $600, I think, at the time. And it wasn't even all of it. Have you heard about Japan's 7.0 magnitude earthquake? I did, the one that yesterday. I hadn't really heard any updates on it, though. When is Gushing Season 2? I would imagine probably late 2026. But don't go to X to cancel Mashoko Tensei because of multiple wives thing. Huh? Anyways, next one. This came with the something we'll show later. Not the greatest, not the greatest keychain, but it's fine. It was a throw-in thing. I don't mind. City is better than Nisha show. What? You get out of chat. Get out of the chat. Get him out of here, chat. You take that back. You're only 2 episodes in and you think it's better than Nishi Show? You're crazy. You're crazy. You're trolling me. You probably watched my video talking about how I don't think it's as good and you're trying to troll me. I know. Nyan! Am I actually a magical girl in disguise? No. Golly, dude. Shut up. No. Here's another one that I thought that I got a long time ago. Then I seen a steelbook. This is like the theme of my write-offs for 2025 is I realize I don't have something and then I get a steelbook. I like to get a steelbook whenever I can, but they're most of the time very expensive. I think this is the only TV series that Satoshi Kon did. Paranoia Agent. I think everything else he did was movies. This is like the only full-length series that he did. I actually watched this on television. I think I watched this on television. Did my other messages go through? I have a nice collection, and then, but I don't go on X. So if I'm guessing something disappeared between there. But yeah, these steelbooks are nice. I would like to get all of the Satoshi Kons in steelbook, and hopefully Ghibli. At least. I don't like to buy the steelbooks because they're so expensive, and in a lot of cases I've already had the Blu-ray, but I like to do that. And then we got Mushoku Tensei Season 2. I finally got the limited edition Season 2 of Mushoku Tensei. It's so funny in the Discord. Somebody was talking about how they had a friend that showed them a picture of their collection, and I said they're a fake fan because they don't have Mushoku Tensei. And I had to follow up saying, don't worry though, because I don't have Mushoku Tensei Season 2 either. Do you agree with me that my only problem with Mushoku Tensei is that Roxy isn't the only wife? I mean, I like her so much, I would want to spend my time only with her. I mean, I fully agree with you. She is best girl, if that's your question. But I would avoid like too many spoilers. But yeah, I don't really mind it just because if you think, to be truthful, if you're upset that Roxy is not the only one with Rudius and that he's got Sylphie there and stuff, if you're upset about that, then you're kind of cucking yourself. If that upsets you, aren't you kind of cucking yourself? It's an inevitability, unfortunately. Like it's anime. It's gonna have a harem. I'm trying to cut this so that I can leave this wrap on, so I can shield it from some dust. So this might take a second. This might take a hot second. And I'm going to start getting impatient and start getting crazy with it. Actually, I got this stupid sleeve on. I might as well do it anyways. The other one didn't have it. We're going to get into my complaints about inconsistency in a minute. Perfect. There we go. Got it. Unless I can slip this off. I might be able to. No! It's not gonna do it! It's not gonna do it! Damn it! Oh! Yes, it's getting it. It's getting it. Success. I might just slip it off and then slip it back on later. Let's do that. Let's do that. It's getting too complicated. Alright. There it is, chat. That's actually really good art right there. Season 2, Mushoku Tensei, limited edition. Chipboard the Boxu. There's Fit Senpai, Best Senpai. And there's some other girl right there with Rudius. So you basically got the back here. You have Best Girl Roxy with Paul's party here. You got Fit Senpai, Best Senpai, and then Rudius with some girl here. Now here's the problem. Chat, here's the problem. Here's the problem. And I noticed this when somebody else showed me. That's why I have that stupid sleeve on there. This is a message to Crunchyroll. You have some really untalented people in your marketing department. I know how this works because I do this, and I'm actually surprised this got through. Or I don't do this. I used to do this. For those who don't know, with like marketing and product and all that kind of stuff, you have like this process in which you have like the marketing team like puts together a design that they want to do for a product. Then it has to go through approval processes where it goes through, with my company specifically, they had to go through like the FDA and stuff like that. But then it has to go to like different people involved with the product itself, IP holders and whatnot. So with this case right here, what would happen is that Crunchyroll marketing team would want to design the box for the set that they're going to sell. They would make the art for it and everything, very high resolution setup here. Then they would send that off to, in this case, Katakawa, question mark? The IP holders for Mushoku Tensei. They would go to the WHO licensor that sent them the license. They would have to approve of the art. Then it would come back to them, and then they would print it. Are you high? Are you high? Really? It's only been like a year. Are you high? Who was like, yeah, looks good, bro. Oh man, it looks like a book. Oh, the chipboard looks like a book. I like that design. Let's print that. Why? Who are you? Are you stupid? Are you stupid? And the thing is, like, again, I used to do this for a living. I wasn't the marketing. I was the procurement. So I was buying material, and I had the companies that these would go to, and I would have the specs and the sheets, what size they need and everything like that, what material it's going on to, what colors look good. Sometimes the printing process won't do certain colors. I did all that stuff. But I at least seen what they were doing with the art process. And with something like this would be a series. This would be a series thing. So they would actually, the marketing team would actually have a series of prints for something. They would take what they did before, and then they would essentially design the next one based on that template. Because this is a series. They know full well these are going to be sold side by side on the shelf. Why would you miss? Why would you just put the Blu-ray DVD over here too? You would just put the Blu-ray. You did it the first time. Do it again. Did they not put a DVD in there? No, it's Blu-ray DVD too. They're both Blu-ray DVD. Anyways, rant over. Sorry, chat. What else is in here? Anyways, yes, it does come with the Blu-ray featuring some girl with Rudius and the two sisters, Norn and Aisha, looking super cute. I don't see Fit Senpai in there though, unfortunately. A box with Fit Senpai, Best Senpai on the front there. This would be one of the. This is the first key art, and something else in here. Art cards? Arty cards? Now, I actually seen this. What the fan art? Thanks for the 5. You're totally fooled by Superman's this guy. It's the glasses, right? It's the glasses, right? Andrew, don't do stupid, goofy poses while you have a knife in your hand, even though it's extremely dull right now. I need to sharpen this. This is my dad's knife. One of the few things I made sure to keep from his. He always had it in his pocket. Things missing like 5 different screws. I actually want to get it. I don't know. I don't think I would pay somebody, but I would. I want to. Refurbished. Gosh dang, brain work today. Get it fixed up. Get it cleaned up. Get the screws replaced. All that kind of stuff. There's a word for it. Somebody help me. There we go. Got it. I think. No, I don't. Restore. Restoration. Yeah. Restoration. Thank you. It's been a day. What was I even doing last night? I stayed up way late last night, and I don't even remember why. There they are. Well, interestingly enough, unlike the first season, these are all, like, light novel art. That's super good, dude. That's a super good art. Damn. Actually, these should probably on the Blu-rays of the Japanese release. But I think they're Shirataka, right? Looks more like to the artist of the light novel. Ariel and that dirtbag Luke. Screw this guy. Crappy character. Get him off the screen. Nobody cares about him. Rudiasu. Actually looks like he's more like in his 20s at this point on this picture. This one's like the odd one included because it looks like he's much older than the actual show. Look at Best Sisters. Aisha and Norn. Look at cutie. Looking cutie. Best Girl Roxy, obviously. Paul and Rudiasu. Paul and Rudiasu. Rudiasu again. Oh, that's the first one, huh? Good stuff. Howdy, I just ordered the limited edition of Maho Ako Blu-ray Blu-ray discs myself. Damn it. Oh, you mean the steelbook? Because they didn't have a regular limited edition, right? That was a big missed opportunity, honestly. That is one of those moments where I'm like, what? What? And I guess I can see reason why, but like anybody that knows Gushing Over Magical Girls knows that one of the big things about its Blu-ray release was that they did the limited edition release that sold out. Now, I still have the argument that even though the Blu-ray did the limited edition Blu-ray in Japan did sell out very quickly, because it had a figurine with it, that probably means that the amount that they made was not that many. They probably a couple, like 100 at most, probably maybe 200. So that's the reason why it sold out so quickly. But with that kind of news there, it's kind of odd that Sentai Filmworks didn't do a limited edition as well. I don't expect them to do a figurine just because they're not in with these figurine companies like they would have been for the Blu-ray over in Japan. But you think they would do something limited edition over here? I mean, I'm happy to get at least the steelbook because this looks really nice. But I can see why they didn't, because a lot of people imported the Japanese version, and so a lot of the people that would buy a limited edition over here would probably not want to because they already got that. Yeah, get it just for the figurine. Here is part 1 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and you guys would not believe it. This is from Crunchyroll Store. A slip sleeve, cardboard slip sleeve, Blu-ray from Crunchyroll Store, and look at how pristine it came out. I'm shocked, dude. This should be destroyed. There's a little thing right there. There's something right there. Hey, it's not going to be perfect, right? Oh, man. But this is the piece of the resistance. I know, I bought something from Crunchyroll Store. This right here, thank you for actually shipping this in a this was a box within a box. This needs to be in a box if you all know what this is. But this is the last thing we're going to show off, and then we're going to move on. If I can get it out of here. If I can get out of here. If I can get out of here. I had a problem with getting out before. There we go. That's the trick. You got to just flip it over. Yes, I got it. Yes, oh, the wrong side. Sorry. Yes, I got it. I bought it. It's here. No, the reason why I got it from Crunchyroll was that they were doing their big sale, and I don't imagine this being any cheaper than what it got to. And it's kind of a Crunchyroll thing, so I bit the bullet. Went with it. I don't think I'm going to keep the sleeve on this one. I'll do it sort of just in case, but I don't think I'm going to keep this plastic. I need to get a shrink wrap machine. That way I can re-shrink wrap my limited editions after I open them. Just for preservation reasons. And then whenever I want to watch the show, I can just unwrap it, watch it, and then rewrap it. That'd be actually really cool. That'd actually be a really good investment. I have not opened this yet, so we'll see if it's actually fully inside good. Here's a little slippy thingy on here. Says, Freren, Beyond Journey's End, what will you carry beyond Journey's End? Actually a really good little print here, actually. I do actually like this. In this collection, Season 1, Part 2, Blue... That's the weirdest thing. I think what Crunchyroll's doing now is because they did this for Mushoku Tensei too. I think they're releasing the first part Blu-ray, seeing how well they sell, and then decide if they want to do a limited edition with part 2 later. I think that's what they're doing. Because I didn't think they were going to do a part 2, a season 2 Blu-ray of Mushoku Tensei until that was announced. Oh gosh. Speaking of that, hardcover book, it's pretty nice. You're going to get some heat from our chat. I'm actually on my fourth Mushoku Tensei replacement. Because I pre-ordered it from Barnes & Noble. It came in damaged. I ordered a replacement from Barnes & Noble. That came damaged. Then I ordered it from Amazon because it was about the same price. That came damaged. Actually looked better than Barnes & Noble. And I got a replacement coming for that. It's coming today. So I'm gonna be on my fourth Mushoku Tensei Volume 1 novel, trying to get a not damaged version of it. I should just drive down to a bookstore at this point. Anyways, here's the suitcase. This is the limited edition Freren Beyond Journey's End. Wow, is it focusing? Is it? I think it's focused, right? Yeah, it's focused. Okay, there you go. It's a big briefcase. I honestly kind of plain. It's nice, but kind of plain, to be honest. I mean, it's just like brown with silver trim. The front looks nice because it has the little latches and stuff, but to be honest, kind of looks a little bit plain. Just realizing, it looks like it probably took a little bit of a bump or something. I don't know if that's designed that way, but maybe possibly the handle got bumped, so it's a little bit impressioned in there. Not a big deal. Kind of sucks. I don't know how it would because, yeah, I guess it can inside there. Anyways, holy crap. So you unlatch it, it opens up, and you find out that it's not actually that big inside. It's like this big old briefcase, then you open it up, and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of filling. All right, let's see. Stay open, stupid lid. Stupid lid, stay open. Ugh. Here's the actual Blu-ray box. Excuse me. Pretty cool. Little magic design on there. Freren Beyond Journey's End. I'll expect... Oh, this is this way. Sorry, wrong way. I'll expect when they do Season 2, they will probably misalign it. So expect that. They'll probably put Blu-ray DVD down the bottom there. It's got a nice, kind of like a fake gold flake type of look to it. It's pretty cool. Sorry to hear the happening. Mine came in slightly damaged too, but minor enough that the option I didn't feel bothered to deal with. Well, that's the sad reality. Is at some point you just go, it's fine. That's fine. How Kind of similar to the first one. Very, very rainbow metallic to it. Pretty cool. Cool, cool, cool. And then a little box of goodies. Gushing Season 1 going to get a dub. Did Season 1 get a dub? If it didn't already, then probably not, because they already released the Blu-rays. No. I doubt it. Doubt. I never really care about stickers, but they're stickers. I've never really cared for stickers and stuff. Like, Sentai Filmworks used to do stickers a lot. I'm not sure if they still do, but I never care for stickers. Yeah, looks like it's got each character in there. This is probably the stupidest thing in the set. It's a briefcase ID. What? I'm gonna guess here. This is my guess. My Andrew theory. You ready for Andrew theory? Another case of Andrew theory. Whoever manufactured this briefcase to make this limited edition probably had these stupid things in the warehouse, and they're like, "Oh, let's just throw that in with it." And they probably got these super cheap. That's my theory. This is the most random crap ever. I can think of it as probably just the same manufacturer. Like, why? Anyways, it's weird. It's weird. Random ads be... You getting ads on YouTube? And then the cards. Master and Kohai. Himmel's party. Farron's party. Dude, I'm still not over that season 2 trailer when Stark comes up there and gets a girl. It protected a girl. I'm gonna love it. Yeah, Stark, go boy. I'm so jazzed for season 2, dude. I freaking fangirled out over my Stark protecting his girl, dude. It was so good. That's it. That's just 4 cards. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. That's just 4. That's fine. I'm getting all hyped up in my cards, and I only get 4 of them. It's fine. No, it's cool. It's cool. Thank you. It's only an expensive ass freaking collector's edition, and all the cost is in a stupid briefcase that's bent. What the fan art? Don't give people ideas on how not to support this content. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You're so mean. I don't mind though. I don't really do acrylic stands much, but this is a pretty beefy stand. I mean, it's a very odd choice. It's like, hey, we're gonna do an acrylic stand of Forever. What should we do? Oh, the part where she gets stuck in the chest. Everybody likes when she gets stuck in the chest. Let's make it that one. That was my thing, honestly. When I seen this briefcase as being the collector's edition, I get it because they're going on a journey and yada yada yada. But like, I was thinking the best limited edition they could have done was literally have it be. Again, this is free consultation, Crunchyroll. Hit me up. Whenever you see that I'm covering a series and it's obvious that I'm enjoying it, which is quite often in every season. Like right now we got Gnosia, we got While Last Boss Appears, we got Tojima, Chitose. Whenever you see me covering a show, ring me up. I mean, you guys got my email. I email you all the time. Y'all ignore me. Hit me up. I will give you some chef kiss ideas. If they ask me what to do with the season 1 collections, and they can do this to season 2. You got free advertisement here, free ideas here. This should have been a box. A mimic box. It should have been a little treasure chest that when you open it up, the teeth are like, they come out. And you can see it has teeth. So when it's shipping as a box that's closed, so it's easier to ship. You could probably ship it with some inserts or whatever. But when it opens up, you see the teeth. And then inside that box, you'll have a plushie of Frerin that you can dangle out of it. So the Blu-rays are inside there. Your art cards are inside the box. And then she sits on top of them with their top half. And her butt hangs out of the box. That would be the perfect limited edition. But no, instead you're like, oh, let's just contact a briefcase making company and make a box. It's fine. But, like... Anyways, no, the problem... I wanted this, though, because I love Frerin. I want some Blu-rays of this gorgeous freaking show. My God. It was a very expensive box set. I had to wait until it got, like, a really good sale, which was this year. Just, my God, dude. What was it? MSRP? $220, I think? I think this thing's MSRP was $220. That is insane, dude. In this economy, right now, you expecting people going to spend that much money on a Blu-ray? Part 2 Blu-ray. Like, for that cost, you might as well have thrown the damn Part 1 in there. For that price, throw the damn Part 1 in there. That's the least of your costs. Holy crap. They own something, dude. They own something. They own something. Anyway, is there anything else in this box? If it was a Mimic box with a plushie, that would have actually been... price-wise, cost, I think that would actually be more line up. Oh, there is something else in here. Ooh, the Shikishis. Okay, that's starting to get more worth it. What is this? Just an insert. That's cute. That's cute. Just at the very bottom of the box, there's a little picture. Is that it, though? Isn't there supposed to be an art book in here? There is. Okay, good. There's a grimoire. This is actually probably most of the cost right down here. I think the briefcase is probably a good half of the cost. When you're looking at the actual cost value of on their end, what cost them money. Most of the cost was probably the briefcase because it's so like, it's not custom, but it's very like specific. The rest of the cost is probably in this book because that's actually... It's actually nice. That's actually nice. That's actually very nice hardbound. This got some weight to it, dude. This has some absolute weight to it. It's a beefy boy, dude. It is a beefy boy. I want to wash my hands off before I touch this one. What's in it though? Please don't be. Please don't be summaries of the episodes. Okay, good so far. We got a map. I don't think I've ever seen actually a map. I might have. But they have a map in there. Oh, that's actually pretty clever. This is probably from a Japanese art book or something. It's actually got locations and the backgrounds from those locations. Actually mapping them out by number. Character arts. Your standard character arts. Character designs that they do with the character designer. They'll just like map out what the characters are going to look like from different poses. Pretty much all of them. Young and old. Yeah, Flamma. Where's my girl at? There she is. Oh my gosh, my girl. I love this girl so much. I'm so mad she dead. I hate this stupid show just because they killed off my poor demon girl. It could have happened. We could have kept her around. We could have fixed her. Stark was gonna fix her. Stark almost fixed her. It's just it's the massive axe. I'm sorry. I like the massive axe. Cute little girl with the pigtails, massive axe. Tells Symphonia, go play the game. You'll know what I mean. Ooble. Miss Armpit Ooble. There's so many characters in this cast. Like half this book is gonna be just character arts. We got the floof. Even got the floof girl in there. Since she can't be fixed except that. Well, according to Twitter, apparently she can be, because anyways, not gonna get in that drama. I think that drama is so overplayed, it's not even funny. Move on, people. Who are these people? Oh, these are from the actual exams. Got monsters in here. Even got the monster that never changed. The demon that never changed. That broke Himmel. Broke Himmel. And there's the briefcase that we just got, legit right there. Even though it's much more simpler in our design. That's where they would have gotten it from. Yeah, that sucks. They don't have the potion of clothes dissolving in here. The potion of clothes dissolving. Holy crap, this book literally is mostly all just character design concepts. I got some actual key arts in here. That's cool. Key arts and in-betweens. I always love those. And then here comes, I think these are concepts, yeah. Concept arts. Different location concept arts they do early on. It just shows how much, like, step by step this process took, even though they're kind of showing this backwards. All this is kind of showing backwards. And no, it's not Japanese, so it's not going backwards. Like, it's not supposed to be read backwards. They got page numbers on here. Then we go into art boards. The art boards. It's got a lot of pages. I think we're going on, what, like 200 pages for this? This is like a legitimate art book, and an art book like this would typically cost like 80 bucks. So again, I think between this and the briefcase, that's probably where most all their cost is. And then an interview with Himmel's Seiyu, Heiter's Seiyu, Aizen's Seiyu, Fern's Seiyu, Stark's Seiyu, Sign's Seiyu. Staff roundtable with the director, series competition, animation producer. Roundtable with sound director and sound effects. Roundtable with director, episode 25 storyboarder, 26, 28 storyboarder, and 27 storyboarder. It's a good amount of stuff in here. Information about the part 1 OP, the ending. Jeez, my gosh, what else is it going to be in here? What else is going to be in here? Looks like end cards for the episodes. Looks like they got each of the end cards for the episodes. That's pretty cool for, like, just preservations purposes. I like that kind of stuff for preservation purposes. My gosh. We're starting to run out of pages. We're finally starting to run out of pages, and then a bunch of different people, their arts as well. Jeez, this is just... it's got a lot of stuff in here. I'm not gonna lie, we got key arts. I have the key arts in there as well, of course. And then looks like different arts for the DVDs and Blu-rays in the very back. These were all the different arts they had for the Blu-rays in Japan. And that's it. Jeez. Oh my gosh, dude. That's pretty hefty. I think that made this worth it. That, honestly, in the end, made it worth it. I didn't realize there's a pull tab down here. Oh, it was underneath it. Damn it, sorry. There's a pull tab, but it's folded underneath it. There, now it's not. For next time, I will not be fooled. I'm gonna get all this crap back in here. Soup. Soup. Oh, these. I forgot the Chikishis. I do like Shikishis. I do have a few of them. You can't see them. They're up behind here. Oh, here. I got one of Rem and Ram, and then a few of Clannad from the Clannad release. Maybe design would have been cool. Is Chivalry of a Failed Knight going to have a season 2? I doubt at this point. Which sucks because I know that like Asterisk War at the same time got an announcement right off the bat. I was like, damn it, give it to Chivalry of a Failed Knight. It almost felt like they ended Chivalry of a Failed Knight in a way that was satisfying. Like I don't think how it ended, it felt like they were gonna get another season of it. Alright. That's fixable. Somebody dropped one of these. Yeah, it's fine. I think. Himmel? Oh my gosh. Oh, shoot. These must be manga arts, because they look very... I mean, they're obviously anime arts. I haven't really looked too much into the manga. They look much more rougher. Very nice style to them, though. I wasn't too impressed with this character, honestly. He had some funny moments, like the whole, just get married already moment. My boy Stark. My boy growing up. My boy Stark growing up. Get it, girl. Fern. Very beautiful. I'm guessing this is going to be, yep, Fern. If there wasn't a Fern one, then I'd be, like, very shocked. Those are good. Those are good. Besides the first one looking like it just got hit by something. The gold edging got folded over. This makes sense to do Tachibana's hobbies. Pick it up. And as you can see on the corner, this edge got folded over. Gonna fold back down, so that's fine. Not a biggie. Not a biggie. Okay, now I gotta get back in here. This is always a challenge because you don't want the sticky to get on the front of it. I think that's it, though. I think that's all we got. Like I said, I think that's pretty much it for this year. Hopefully that's enough for the government to be satisfied with my spending habits without coming after me. Damn it! Got it. Got it. Got it. Perfect. Perfect. And I'll put this in here. That's a dumb thing. It's like I get this stupid box set thing. And then I don't want to leave the chipboard outside the box because it's got a spot in there for it. So it's like you get it and you don't even show it off. Let me actually see if I can fix this. I think it'll come out on its own. I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. Anyways, that was the box set for Frieren. Beyond is in. Cool stuff. Now I got a bunch of stuff to clean up later on. What else other than that, though? Now that's over. Let me get a refill on the drink, and then we will go into... I don't know if I'll get into... we'll see what this says first. We'll jump at that first. We're back, though. All right, chat. My previous message about new Katashi get automatically deleted. It seems like you missed it. No, because I wasn't really looking at the chat while I get really bad when I'm unboxing stuff to read the chat at the same time because I'm like in a flow in my brain, and I don't want to cut myself because I'm typically have this in my hand. Let me scroll the chat real quick, make sure I didn't miss anybody before we start on this stuff. With the fan art making fun of me for buying from the Crunchyroll store, I am actually very pleased with it in the end because again that was like a massive risk. I got the Mushoku Tensei and the Frieren from them. And thankfully, I guess I got somebody on a good day. Somebody got a raise or something at the time. They decided to box my stuff decently well. Not that I trust them now. Paul and Rudy art has been my screen art for a long time. It's super good, dude. It is one of the best arts that they got. Timid to buy a Blu-ray of Madoka 4K import for 3D films. I prefer movies and TV. I do. That's the sad thing because they got the Ghibli stuff coming out 4K soon. So I'm assuming they're gonna probably re-release everything in 4K. I hope they go immediately to do steelbooks. Please don't do regular Blu-rays and then steelbooks. Please do the steelbooks immediately so I can just buy those because I'm pretty sporadic on the ownership of Ghibli films that I have. I'm finally getting the Satoshi Kon stuff done, but the Ghibli stuff I'm like sporadic. I want to get all of them, and I would love to get them all in steelbook. Or do like a full box set. That'd be great, too. I listened to Japanese song, Kamen Rider songs, anime from Lisa, songs from Demon Slayer, Soul Leveling. Nice. People get just that for the figure. Oh, the Gushing. Definitely buy the Steelbook Gushing when I have the spare money. Yeah, it was on sale. I'm not sure if it's still on sale on Amazon, but you might check there to see if it's still on sale. You might have... I think I may have... No, never mind. Scratch that. Yeah, Amazon. See if it's still on sale. I think it was like 50 or 60, which is good for a steelbook. Steelbooks are typically like 80. Actually, I got a good deal on one of them. I think it was the Paranoia Agent. I think I got that for 20. That was on like super cheap. No, it was like 14. It was like 14 bucks. Super good deal on Amazon. Are you gonna buy Mushoku Tensei Volume 1 to 3 hardcover book? Oh yeah, that's right. Chat, let's see. We just got our 4th copy. Speaking of which, we just got our 4th copy of that. Please be good. It doesn't feel good. It feels like it's bouncing around in the box, like typical with Amazon. As long as it doesn't have like a massive impact with the box, it should be fine even if it's in there rolling around because it's hardbound, but I don't trust shippers. Oh, here's my replacement Mushoku Tensei. Okay, that's good. I'll take that. Sorry. I'll take that. That's decent. My first one that I got was all battered up. Here, I'll show you. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. Oh god, dude. This is the first copy I got. I mean, again, it's the stupid sleeve on the outside, but holy crap, dude. I don't even want to know what's inside. I don't even want to know what's inside. Like, it looked like somebody chewed on it. Like somebody at the warehouse got hungry and decided to chew on it. So yeah, that's the replacement for it. So that's good. I'll take that. It's got a little fray on there, but anyways, this is the important thing down here. It's always like just one spot. Just one spot. It's always just one spot. Like this is the times where I wish that this world was digitized so I can just cut off one part and apply it to the other one and just keep one whole good one. But yeah, you can see it. Nope. But the rest of it's good. The rest of it's good. It sucks. It's like I almost want to just tape that down and just ignore it, Andrew. The rest of it's good. Well, no, it's got a bump right there too, but it's not that bad. If you can see it, a little bit of bump right there. But yeah, that little corner right there is bad. Ugh. I don't know. I have like, again, I have 3 other ones. Which one was I gonna keep? I think this is the one I'm gonna keep. I think this is the best one out of all of them. I'm thinking so because I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing where it has a oh. This one just has a small bork on the right here, which I kind of bent back into place, and so it doesn't look as bad. It used to be pretty much smashed in. This is probably the one I'll keep. The only problem is that because it was pushed in so much right here, there is a... You're not going to be able to see it. There is a tear. Very small tear. Yeah, you can't pick it up. There's a small tear there that the light's kind of shimmering over right there. I'd probably keep this one, though, because the tear's not very visible. It just sucks. It just sucks. Trying to get something good that you're paying... Again, MSRP is like $40. Anyways, moving on. Andrew's nagging about products. Your weekly dose of Andrew complaining about products. The funny thing is, there's another side of this. There's another side of this that makes me even more anal about this stuff. I used to be very picky about what I buy, even though I had a lot of disposable income with my last job that I left. Even then, I was very particular about when I buy something, I expect it to be new and not damaged. You're buying a new product. Now I have that, but I also have an added thing where technically everything I'm buying, part of it's still from my nest egg before I left my last job. Part of it's from that. But another part of it is it's viewers' money. People that view my content, the ads that run, that people have to sit through. This is how Andrew's brain works. This is how Andrew's brain works. People sit through ads. They support my content. There's people that even donate and whatnot to the content. And yes, I can keep all that money, but I can also use it for content and write it off on my taxes. So all the money that people are giving me doesn't just end up going to taxes. I can do write-offs, that way less of it goes to the government. So there's another side of it where it's like people supporting the content and watching ads is paying for it as well. And so I don't want to waste that money on crap that's damaged and stuff. So there's multiple parts of it. That's how my brain works. It's weird. I know it's broken. Anyways, where was that comment about Mushoku Tensei? That's where I was at. Man, I missed the sell on the cells. Pick up this sort of like progressive films. Yeah, I forgot about the progressive films. I probably should have picked those up as well. I think they're making new season Soul Leveling. Yeah, currently they're working on it. I'm not a big fan of Crunchyroll. Me neither. Nya is the best though. Yeah, I sub to all of them, but I use Nya. Even if I have subs, I use Nya. It's like I just put it all in a folder and it all just kind of queues up. I have like a whole system that just queues up everything. Plus it's easier to catch screenshots and clips and whatnot. It's just makes my life easier. Do you have the potions in the case? No, sadly there's no potion in the case. What else? We talked about the Mimic box. Shibuya Fell Night. When Baldur's Gate 3 was peak trending, I made a joke post on Twitter. Game updates. Female elf wizard have perception disadvantage against mimics. Nice. Remember pre-ordering the WHA art book, which was similar to book design. It's coming from the end of the month. Nice. WHA. Which Atelier? Question mark? I had a figure of Furrin Hole in the Potion recently. I think I seen that one. I received a Blu-ray of Volume 1 of Nikitashi the Animation from Ami today. I discovered a hilarious surprise when going through it. The booklet inside smells like... Oh, God. I seen the OVAs that released. They were special. It's very rare. It's rare when you get a Blu-ray released with an OVA where the OVAs are just prawn scenes. It's like there's no extra, like, it's not like there's a punchline. There's no, like, I mean, there is technically a punchline at the end of each one of them, but it's like, it's just literally a prawn scene. It's like nothing else in there. There's like, they're not even hiding it. They're like, yeah, we know we didn't have these two characters do anything. Now they're doing something. Here you go. Here's your scene with them. Makes sense with his hobbies. It's snowing like mofo in the Midwest, but important question, do you F with TCGs? Trading card games? No. I did Magic a long time ago for quite a bit. I did collect card game. I collected cards that were part of TCGs or trading card games, but I never played the games except for Magic, very briefly. Regarding Ghibli, I do want to get a lot of Recross ones. The Recross ones have a lot of really great cards with different series. Regarding Ghibli, I believe G-Kids will be releasing them, GB Films, 4K next year, so 4K Blu-rays are probably coming afterwards. And G-Kids does steelbooks, right? Little Ware adds character, no. If I did it, that'd be fine. If I did it, that's fine. I don't want no warehouse wear. Is Harriman Live in the World Another World getting going to have a dub? Probably not. I don't think it was that popular. Plus, you're talking about Crunchyroll's team having to dub something like that. It's very questionable. If they couldn't handle interspecies reviewer dub, and that's pretty much the reason why I speculated got canceled off of Funimation, I doubt they're gonna do Harriman Live with Another World. Just saying. Maybe with Sony ownership now, maybe possibly. Maybe Sony possibly would be a lot more open to that kind of stuff if Sony's team was working on it. Number of Mushoku Tensei light novels I returned buying from Amazon over the last 2 years, slightly damaged bins must have come close to getting refused. I always wonder when these companies are gonna finally stop. Just be like, yeah, we're not gonna do business with you anymore because you keep returning stuff. Like I have. Barnes & Noble, they're good about the stuff, though, because they're like, oh, do you want a replacement, or do you want a refund, or what? Oh, no, I want a replacement. Okay, keep the one you have currently, and we'll send you another one. And so I have, like, a whole bunch of damaged, like, extras that I need to get rid of at some point. Remembering Oshinoko when Ruby tells Kana her PC can be tax write-off when featured in their live streams, their daily lives, right? That's how it works. I mean, eventually they could... You can write off anything, but yeah, there is an eventuality they could go, okay, we want to check what you're saying here, but I highly doubt it. Speaking of this kind of thing, I decided to order Blu-ray of To Love Ru just because HIDIVE apparently is losing the streaming rights or something. They're always an eventuality. Like these I think we're back. Random rare hiccup. Sorry, chat. Just a completely random rare hiccup. But yeah, To Love Ru, getting the Blu-rays on that. Definitely. If you have any series that you want to watch or plan to watch in the future, if you can get them cheap enough or whatever to your budget, buy the Blu-rays because most of these licenses are anywhere from 2 to 5 years. And once that goes away, you'll never see it again. Like, highly doubt you'll ever see them again. unless it's an extremely popular series, they're not going to re-up the license. There's no financial benefit for them to do that. So yeah, I highly suggest if you... I already got it myself. Right? If I don't, I have to. Yeah, it's right up here. I don't know. It's just barely off cam. It's just barely off cam. I highly suggest picking it up. It's a big beefy box. One of these days I'll watch it though. It's in my pile of shame. As much as I am a degenerate and I love the clips and the artwork from To Love Ru, I've never watched it. I watched like there was something about the first episode that made me mad and I shut it off. I think it was because they had like the whole like childhood friend right off the bat, and I'm like, no, I don't want to watch no childhood friend crap right now. An ecchi show where the childhood friend loses. I don't want to watch it. Must be Dina's fault, dude. That sussy goddess. I hate Dina so much. Stupid Dina. She's like my little Aqua that's devious. You definitely buy Blu-rays for my favorite shows as money allows. Yeah. And yeah, don't rush though. That's the thing with a lot of these Blu-rays. There is some that I kind of have a feeling like you should get them as soon as possible. When I seen Immoral Guild, I felt like I had to pick that up as soon as possible because something told me that that wasn't going to be a big print. But just wait. Like within a year, there will be some massive sale that'll be cheaper. We don't have like Right Stuff sales anymore, which really sucks because Right Stuff used to have like, shoot, it felt like at midnight, every single night, they would add like 300 more titles to their platform or their sell screen for their holiday sale. And half of them were like $9 to $10 Blu-rays. Sentai sales are still pretty good. And yes, they technically were doing them side by side with Right Stuff. So they were selling them on Right Stuff during the holiday sales while they were putting it on their store as well for about the same price. Because they were legit distributing from Right Stuff. But I think Sentai kind of dialed a little bit back there. But yeah, for sure Crunchyroll's not doing those sales. For sure, for damn sure they're not doing those sales more. Because yeah, you guys seen my unboxing videos on this channel. I would buy like a whole crapload of Blu-rays that were like super cheap. I miss those days. Anyways, I think I got caught up on the chat. Yeah. Like, the only ones that were, like, exceptions that they barely ever got Aniplex sales. The Aniplex sales never really happened. They every now and then would have, like, maybe one or two Aniplex titles that were, like, $10 off or something like that. Mostly it was, like, yeah, Sentai Filmworks, Funimation, Crunchyroll. Not Crunchyroll, Funimation mostly. Anyways. I don't want to jump in this right now. Let's look at these first real quick. We got Medalist Season 2. A new trailer, possibly, with the key art. Are they not going to do figure skating anymore? Is she going to school or something like that? I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. That's loud. She is going to school. These are mostly clips from the first season. First season. Is she going to a school? Must be a training camp or something like that. Dude, I can't wait for the show to come back. I'm freaking so excited. I want to cheer on my girl some more. Some new characters. It looks like they've gotten even better with the CGI, too. Which is kind of surprising they can pull off better CGI. A little bit of time to work on it. Like, compared to Wandance, the CGI in Medalist is so freaking good. Wandance CGI is so bad. I'm excited for that. Got the announcement for Weakest Tamer getting a second season. That's super good. I wanted this just because I felt like the first season was starting to spin its wheel at some point, so I'm hoping that another season we can start to kind of build into something really good with that story. Yeah, I didn't see Mittens. We better get more Mittens. I'm excited for that, though. Dude, I seen this earlier. I said it in the Discord. This is so bad. XAI dynamically weaves AI generated ads into scenes you were watching, so breaks feel like they're part of the story instead. Look at this. Watching ads suck, blah blah blah, introducing, blah blah blah, halftime. So they jump forward in this. It looks like it's pre-built ads. Like, I'm guessing the system makes it. Yeah, it's making it on the spot. So, think... Okay, wrong button here. Go. Damn it, stop. So, imagine this. You go to watch a show, and you pull up the show, and apparently it's generating the ad when you pull the show up. And so, apparently, it will just AI generate an ad and insert it into there. So this guy is supposed to walk out here and get in this car, I'm guessing. But the AI generates him holding up Coca-Cola. Now, granted, AI in general is a massive gray area of legalities left and right, front and center, through and through. But this seems extremely illegal because now what the AI is doing is it's taking this human being and it's making them advertise a product. That's illegal. Like, you can't take the image of a person and sell a product like commercially. Like, yeah, you can meme on people by AI generating them doing stuff, but for a company who is selling a product, you are now saying this guy endorses Coca-Cola. And you know where this is going, because as all these companies start losing money, a lot of money comes from, you know, like gambling and pornography and whatnot. What's to say that suddenly out of nowhere, the AI ad that's inserted has this guy advertising condoms or something? Now suddenly he is looking like he's endorsing condoms. Like, there's so much legal problems behind this because it's taking actual people and they're endorsing products that they don't endorse. The AI makes him pick up random headsets and put them on. You're endorsing this product that he himself didn't sign on to endorse. The AI's yeah, tampons. Suddenly I know where the character's advertising tampons. AI itself is already ripping off tons of crap, but now we're literally having human beings that have reputations that they and beliefs they hold up are now endorsing products they didn't say they want to endorse. It's weird. I guess they technically could have a system that requests, hey, you know, this actor, please fill out this form that says what products you would be okay with endorsing, and then the AI will know, okay, this actor okays this, so everywhere this show is that he has this actor, it will generate Coca-Cola. I doubt it, though. It's probably just going to do whatever the hell they want, because we all know who has all the money in the world right now? AI companies. And AI companies can make the government do whatever they want to do. Like I said, the legalities of it's like, it's already super questionable, and so what's another thing to throw in there? Last Week of Tamer is getting another season. It was a nice show. It was super fluffy. Even though, like, extremely tragic at the same time. Yeah, I would imagine whatever platform would have to approve of the AI generating them. I would assume. They're obviously saying, hey, advertisers, you'll want to use this. I will admit, like, again, being a little bit of a middle, you know, fence sitter here, I will admit this is much... Let's be honest here. If I had to have an ad, if it was approved by the companies that own these things, I would actually like an ad to not break from the show, but to instead just implant the ad. So, and not jarring. This is jarring, by the way. This is extremely jarring because this is actually this, I don't know this show. This character could be a murderer. And now my my immersion in the show is broken because suddenly now he's breaking the fourth wall and going, huh, Coca-Cola. He could have just came from killing somebody or firing an entire, you know, floor of staff, and we're supposed to be hating him right now. But suddenly it goes, Coca-Cola, and it breaks the immersion for me. But I do have to admit, I would prefer that instead of suddenly the show cuts away and it's, go to McDonald's and get our new breakfast meal right now for $5.99. And then it's like super loud and then it cuts back and the show continues. Yeah, I would like that instead of, you know, a cut to an ad that, like, not catch me at the ballpark, see you at the food court. For people that watched the food court show last season, they had KFC. Like, regularly the characters were eating KFC. If that right there was the AI inserted ad, was that instead of when they're sitting at the food court, they're eating something, the AI generates it to be a particular type of food, that actually would be cool rather than actually have it cut away and go, KFC right now has a bucket of chicken for this kind of money. To have instead, they're eating something and it replaces it with KFC. Not that if they don't interact with it, like if it's just sitting on the table, it's KFC. And then there's a receipt off to the side. If you're on an ad tier and you are not paying for the show, to have that inserted in there instead would be cool. I'm actually thinking of this would actually work if it doesn't break the fourth wall, and if the artists, the creators behind the product, and those involved are okay with it. Because yeah, even with KFC, those voice actors might not like KFC. They might not like, you know, maybe they don't like Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders, CEO said something they don't like. People have to approve of it still, but it's still a cool concept. Campfire cooking would be a bitch. Put Amazon's logo on there, right? We all joke about the fact that it's Jeff Bezos of another world. Just put the freaking Amazon logo on there. Make it Amazon site. Amazon sells freaking tractors and stuff. Why not? Yeah, there's supposed to be a movie for Imminence. I don't know what happened to it. I can't wait until AI bubble bursts. I don't think it will partially burst. I think it's gonna be like a half bubble. Is that would they call it that? Where like everybody's investing it, and then suddenly out of nowhere we're gonna realize that only one or two people are gonna work, and then everybody else just dies. Like all the other companies just. So the bubble's like this, and everybody's putting a bunch of money into it, but then like only like two companies stay at the end. So it's like the bubble splits and then just pops half of it. And there's going to be chaos, madness, cats and dogs sleeping together. Sound like Truman Show style. Yeah, exactly. This right here is Truman Show. Wait, why? Because literally the lady right there is like, wait, why are you holding up a Coca-Cola? Get in the car. Is seeing which characters enters McDonald's and commercial is the deal being announced to them? I mean, you have animes constantly have McDonald's in it. Make it McDonald's. Just make it McDonald's. Yeah, the dialogue says McDonald's, but it's actually KFC. It would probably do that too, yeah. The AI has to alter the voice to say something else. Small ones are dying, big ones stay. Yeah, pretty much. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement of that. It's going to stay. It's just everybody's racing. It's a big race. A lot of people are going to lose. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of money just being deleted eventually. Kaguya-sama Loves War, the Stairway to Adulthood TV special anime. There's a TV special. I thought it was going to be a movie or something. It's just, literally on the 31st. So it's just a quick OVA. This is like not even. I made all 3 seasons of series. First season, blah blah blah. What is this? Is it just an OVA? An ONA? I don't know if I want any spoilers, though. I don't know if I want any spoilers. I'm guessing it's just an O and A. Wrap-up OVA. Because they still have, like, an entire another arc, right? Because I think... Don't they have, like, a college arc? So this makes sense. It's the Stairway to Adulthood. I'm going to imagine this is probably just in between the two arcs. Because I think they have an entire college arc to go through. Anyways, we'll see. Let's get into this. I want to get into this now. So apparently the anime is being banned from everywhere. So let's see what this actually says. AnimeCorner.me, which I do really appreciate the work they do. They actually do like actual journalism and go out and look for things like this. BBFC publishes research on sexual content in anime. The British Board of Film Classification has published new research into attitudes towards sexual content in anime, including sex reference, nudity, and abusive behavior, and associated age ratings. Per its press release, its methodology includes surveying 2001. I like how they had to have that one extra person in there. Participants from 10 online focus groups, aged 16 and over, with respondents including anime fans, non-fans, teenagers, and parents. It adds that it uses a mixed method study, which combines quantitative and qualitative data collection. Information about the question. Not one, but 2 times. We're back now, though, right? Sorry, chat. I don't know what is with my internet today. I have never had 2 times where it hiccups. 2 times where it hiccups. Anyways, continuing. So they basically did a survey to look into this stuff, and they don't even have the data available. That's sus already. The BBFC says a valuable insight was gained by understanding how opinions differ between anime fans and non-anime fans who are less accustomed to anime stylistic and cultural conventions. Some of the report's insights into attitudes towards sexual content are below. 81% agree that sexual scenes in anime are equally impactful as the live-action content and should be classified similarly. Well, yeah, as a person on the outside, I don't see why they wouldn't see that. 69% say that the sexualized nudity should be rated higher than natural nudity. What? Are you high? Like, I agree with the first one. Like, I'm gonna come to common ground with the first one, but the second one, are you high? Why would it be rated higher? Because you're afraid that children would look at it because it's cartoon? Or people are doomer posting about it. People are saying that skipping 60 to 70 chapters and speedrunning to the end. Oh, Kaguya. This is in the line how the BBFC classified other content. Nudity was deemed to cross into sexualized territory. Lingering shots, close-ups, or camera angles emphasizing characters' physical attributes, adding a sexual dimension. Regarding of narrative context, these are amongst the most significant aggravating factors in determining higher age rating and nudity. Because it holds longer? Yeah, and again, Commander, I'm trying to look at this from a unbiased perspective here. I can see that somebody looking at something anime and going, oh, that's super sensitive. But I don't get the difference there. This part, I don't. I agree with you. I don't see. They're only citing the fact that it lingers is why. I guess? What are you comparing it to, though? What are you comparing it to? I don't know. When an anime sits on the borderline of 2 age rating categories, the misuse of authority within power imbalance situations was the most powerful factor in determining which ratings to select, 86 of respondents. In second place, characters who appear to be children or behave in a childlike way. 80% found the fan service pushed anime into higher categories. 47% found that and you know what? There's like a side of me that's like, I don't really... This has sort of been a problem for a long time, and I do think that Crunchyroll technically does already have things in effect that curve this. I'm not sure if Netflix does. I'm sure Amazon does. These all have ratings. And a lot of this stuff is not technically for children. I think that's the biggest problem that anime has had for the longest time, is that they've never understood that not all anime equals cartoons equals kids. A lot of this stuff is very borderline. Now, the problem that I think gets around that not a lot of cases is that things like Fairy Tail, even Dragon Ball very briefly here and there does have a lot of Bulma stuff. Shonen still has a very perverted like throw-ins here and there with characters doing inappropriate stuff. And that stuff technically does get around a lot of that. They don't get... Even though you have, like, people that constantly post under, you know, ecchi clips or whatever. Oh my gosh, you guys are, you know, horrible anime fans. And they have a picture of Goku. I'm watching you. And it's like, dude, Goku, come on. Seriously, Bulma? Lunch? Like, there's tons in Dragon Ball. Shut up. Like, all the shonens have this crap in it. I can see a lot of that shonen stuff getting around this stuff. 47% found that comedic and fantastical elements can lessen the impact of sexual material in anime. See, this is kind of where I sort of sit. If I want to give them some leeway here, these people I would kind of agree with more. Is because it's comedic and it's fantastical, it sort of disconnects the element that it's real. Patches, thanks for the bits. Hope you're doing well, Patches. Just watches Fairy Tail, enjoy it so far, but there's so many episodes to catch up on. It's getting up there. Live action or animation should be classified the same. I don't see how it could be different. Yeah. I don't think there's a lot of restrictions that should be applied to animation in regards to... I think I'm going to have to end the stream early. I've never had this problem before. The only thing I can think of is possibly restarting my router. That sometimes fix it, but it takes a long time for my router to reboot. We'll go one more time. If it drops again, I'm just going to call it there. But hopefully it doesn't. I'm sorry, chatters. Yeah... Twitch is showing that it buffered for a brief moment. They both keep going, thankfully. They just buffer for a second. Unless you missed something. We'll see if it goes down again. If it goes down again, we'll just call it. I'm probably just going to end up doing a video on this anyways. I'm not sure how I'm going to address it, though. Let's keep going, though. When anime sits on the borderline of two age rating categories, the misuse of authorized power, imbalance, blah, 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 47% found, blah, blah, blah. Situations where sexual education content was paired with comedy or problematic content was challenged, condemned, mitigation concerns. I can see that, the idea of mitigating the issues. Like, ecchi in a lot of cases seen by outside. Again, we're looking at people from the outside. Again, keep the perspective. This is from people on the outside looking in. We understand it, but they don't. And they're going to look at it a lot more scrutiny. They're obviously going to see, looking in, a lot of ecchi is, in often cases, a fall-on grope or something like that, and they see it as something that is trying to mitigate the impact of actual assault and stuff like that. Even though it's a fall-on grab, it's not like the person's going, time to grab it! In most cases, they're going, crap, I grabbed it! Tolerance decreased with sexualization featuring nudity, explicit sexual activity, or... But see, this is like straight up H. You're not getting the activities and stuff unless you're actually looking at H, and nobody's licensing H. There's companies that do, but nobody, for the most part, like Crunchyroll, Amazon, none of them have, like, barely any nudity. And there's no explicit sexual activity. This stuff is actual H that aren't being licensed, and they're not on streaming platforms. So what? This makes me wonder what they're including in the survey, if they're actually throwing full-on H that nobody licenses over here. 40% found that brief and infrequent content was warranted, may warrant lower classifications. Found that brief and infrequent may warrant lower. I guess if it's like a fairy tale or something where maybe it's just maybe one moment in an episode, it doesn't require too much restriction. We can review the full press here, which includes statistics, anecdotes. The BBFC reports that parents unfamiliar with anime inherently assume that it's child-friendly. Once again, I talked about this earlier. Once again, like with the ID laws, with everything, it comes down to parents not being parents. Parents not being parents. Watch what your kids are doing. They assume it's child-friendly. And I did this too. But my parents eventually catch me here and there. I did this too. But I was afraid of doing it because my parents could catch me now and then. It's gonna happen. But the parents should be there to at least lessen it a lot of the times. I rented La Blue Girl from the video store because it was in the kids section. And I knew damn well what I was renting. They assume it's children's stuff. And not all anime is for children. This is why I hate whenever you have people like, you know, Rahul Parini, and he's up on the stage and says anime is for kids. Dude, you have Chainsaw Man on your network. That's not for a kid. 88% of the respondents agree that the risk of children in this not aged appropriate. And 88% of 88% of the respondents agree that there was a risk to children if it was not age-related, appropriate, and consistently. Well, yeah, and they're doing it. Again, they're doing it. Let me see. Excuse me. Clearing my throat right in front of the camera. I apologize. Do they have it in here? They should, unless it's in there. This is panty and stocking. 16 plus. That's perfectly logical. 16 plus is perfectly understandable. This show has raunchiness in it, but it doesn't show explicitly. It has a lot of sexual jokes, but it's not always like explicitly showing stuff. A lot of the showing of it is very cartoonish, off screen or whatever, silhouettes. 16 plus is perfectly understandable. Yeah, I would imagine that some of them are probably higher. Yeah, 18 plus. Thank you for pointing that out. 18 plus probably for the ones where you actually do have the characters, you know, all that kind of stuff in the background or whatever. You know, maybe the Fast and the Furious segment where it shows literally a little bit of tadpoles trying to get inside there, and then some random big object comes flowing in to just crash them all. They're doing their job. The rating boards are doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. This makes me believe they're not necessarily showing the stuff properly. I mean, they are noting that stuff is not being rated well enough. Ofcom to extend regulations of on-demand platforms via video on-demand code in the UK, roping in previously excluded companies like Netflix. Ofcom to extend regulation of on-demand platforms via video on code in the UK, roping in previously extended companies like... Okay, so this is just affecting Netflix then? Notably, the press release mentioned the ongoing work of the UK communications regulator Ofcom in shaping the upcoming video-on-demand code, which would impose rules on the conduct of on-demand streaming platforms. The code is expected to be published by September 2026 and enforced starting in summer 2025. It was deemed necessary following consultation and aims to empower Ofcom to subject content on demand services to editorial standards similar to ones that protect people from harmful content on broadcast television. This means we will be handling complaints about content shown on these platforms. Okay, so this is only affecting Crunchyroll? Specifically, Ofcom had the power to urge Tier 1 on-demand programming services, the largest, most TV-like service, to adhere to the code through the notices, financial penalties, and ordering suspension of the platform services if all other chapter, UK Secretary State, Amazon as well. Netflix, Prime, and Amazon. Wait. This doesn't sound that big of a deal. Ahead of the publication of the code and outline standards, the Tier 1 platform will have adhered to these contained. Unless this code specifically, if it's just rating stuff, that's fine. But I guess the concern here is that the programming code on UK broadcast is typically very strict. Like, you cannot show it. Not that it's stricter on the rating, but more stricter on allowing. If it's just ratings, then that doesn't really matter. It just means they're going to be more strict about the ratings. I'm going to have to look into what this code means. It's not a big deal. It's just media pieces that that's picking up on hype of the UK. I agree, but I don't normally see Anime Corner doing this. AnimeCorner.me doesn't typically do those types of pieces. The concern that people have is that because a lot of stuff from there affects other places. And I understand that side of the concern. I'm looking for why is this banning. I haven't seen yet this banning stuff that people are saying. And this piece is not saying that it's banning. All this piece has said so far is BBFC publishes research on sexual content in anime. That's where you're getting this wrong. Other people are reporting on this piece saying it's banning anime. That's why we're looking at it. Anime Corner has not said anything about it banning anime. We're coming in with a perspective of other people saying that this article is saying that's banning things. So don't get that twisted. Anime Corner hasn't done that. Anime Corner, this guy, Yuane, does an incredible job. Lots of anime that gets streamed on sites never get UK physical releases because companies don't want to deal with the BBFC agency for the physical releases. That's what I mean. Are you familiar with this, Commander? In the future, we're probably going to have to pirate or use VPN for all anime in the future. Do you understand? Okay, so you understand what this is saying somewhat. Is this just saying that it's going to restrict it from being possible to stream because they're not allowed to have that content, like it's not allowed on TV? Or is it saying that they have to be rated more stricter? Like it's a full-on, it's not allowed to be on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or Disney if it has raunchy stuff? That's what I'm gathering. Didn't mean actual news article itself, just picked up the coverage. Okay, I got you. I'm sorry. I just read the media piece, so I figured we were talking about this site. BBFC wants to be able to apply age ratings to anime like it does on... So it's just an age rating, so it's not banned. But yes, that does mean that you're technically in that area. You're going to have to verify your age, identity. before you're gonna be able to access it. Do you guys have the age verification stuff, right? That's what I was kind of assuming. It's just gonna be age ratings. It's not that it's banned. Yeah, he's being. Don't say shh. 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 Don't tell anybody. Just blink twice. Ahead of the publication of the code, an outline of the standards that Tier 1 platforms will have to adhere to can be seen in the part below that's following the link, standard codes for Tier 1 services. Also see this Media Act, chapters 3-4. Sorry, flashbang. Ofcom must publish a code containing the standards set by the content programs Tier 1 services. The standards must be such as appear on Ofcom to be best calculated to secure the following objectives. The person under the age of 18 are protected. The material, yeah, that's the big thing right there. Person under 18 are protected. The material are likely to encourage or incite commission of a crime, leading to this order included in Tier 1 services. The news included in those services is represented. I think that we're getting to the point where it's not just cut. All these services need to cut them off, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anybody in the area. You can use VPNs to get to it, but we gotta cut it off. Just cut it off. Our BBFC loves to demand cuts to anime. For example, they licensed a physical release of My Girlfriend is Joby in UK, and BBFC made them cut out some raunchy jokes. I hate that, but at the same time, it's like, it's better than nothing. It sucks that I have that mindset of like, it's better than nothing, but that sucks. Like, we're going back to like, I remember when Pokemon had like, you know, episode 1, Misty smacking Ash gets cut off. Let's see here. What else? The generally accepted standards apply to contents and services which provide adequate protection to members and the public, includes inclusion of offensive and harmful material, that the proper degree of responsibility is exercised with respect. Somebody must be here with a package. Respect to the contents and religious programs, including the services. God, it's such a freaking like circle talking here. I have time to review this code. Newspapers. It's not saying the actions. I'm looking for actions. BFC anime sexual content research suggests that the board support for treating content standards the same regardless of whether the anime is broadcast on TV or streams on an on-demand platform. 91% of the respondents said they believe age ratings from anime should follow consistent standards wherever the content is accessed. So where's the connection here, by the way? I'm just realizing there's no connection here. Are they saying they're going to these standards? We just talked about a survey. Then we talked about how they want to add these streaming services to these restrictions. Where's the connection? If the BFC gets to rate all streaming anime, then they will start demanding cuts to them. That is my fear about it. But that already applies to everything else. Is Netflix going to actually feed into that? Like, that's everything on that's bigger than just the anime. That's the entire platform of Netflix. Would Netflix do that? They would have to create a system around that. Again, there's a lot of stuff on Netflix. There's a lot of stuff on Amazon. We're talking a ton of stuff that's going to have to get cut. We're not just talking about anime. Companies like All the Anime and MVM almost never license any lewd anime anymore, and that's the chilling effect right there. That's the chilling effect right there. Why would they? They would literally tank their entire business. Nobody's gonna pay for that crap. They're going to import it, if anything. In the 2021, the government of the time said that code will be respect issues of free speech and so funny. Small or low risk on-demand services in the UK will continue under existing rules, ensuring services that have smaller audience size pose lower risk of viewers and are unfairly and unnecessarily penalized. Now Netflix is huge, though. You can read some of the concerns raised by the smaller services, except exceptions weren't made here. Currently, Ofcom can't enforce actions against platforms whose head office and editorial decision-making functions aren't based in the UK. Yup. Which is why the code is being brought in. Largest, most recognized services in the UK: BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, All4, My5, BritBox, Netflix, Amazon Prime, now Disney, and Apple TV. Of these, Ofcom regulates the UK-based services, all the above excluding Netflix and Apple, and set standards around 120 other VODs. Currently, Ofcom is only able to regulate services if both its head office and editorial decision-making functions are based in the UK. Following the UK's departure from the European Union and consequential withdrawal from the EU, EU-based VOD services such as Netflix, whose European operations based in the Netherlands, are no longer under the regulatory frameworks of regards of UK audiences. EU-based services will still have to meet the minimum standards based on the Visual Media Services Directive for the content available in the EU audiences, which are equivalent to current UK standards. I'm missing the connection here. Are they saying that BBFC wants to rate streaming sits how now? That's crazy. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm considering, Astro, because again, they're going to. This isn't just anime. This is Netflix as a platform. They're going to have to create a system that, like, if you access an episode, this is the only way I can see it working. When you access an episode of a show in the UK, it will splice out that segment that is seen as inappropriate. I don't see them splicing it for everybody in the entire world. That just seems mind-boggling to me. I mean, it could happen. It could push some shows not to have content in it in order to be able to be on the platform. It's more classification for something rated 12, 16, 18, and redefining those ratings to suit their criteria. So something might be rated 16, but due to some nudity, it might be... That's what I was originally thinking. Like, we're just talking about ratings here. But it gets more interesting in the idea that if they cut stuff, if they're able to cut stuff. Nothing in here says that so far. It's the assumption, because they're doing that with the TV, apparently, but... Currently, Ofcom regulates platforms like Amazon Prime Video and Disney Plus under its on-demand program services rules. Proportionally, it's especially notable that recent announcement that anime streaming services like Crunchyroll and HiDive join the specially streaming advocacy group. That kind of connects there. That's for damn sure. That kind of connects there. Like way back, what was it? Early November? They had this big advocacy group that they were joining with together. I make a connection there. Hey. And this is sort of what I've gotten into the longest time is like this aspect that with anime getting bigger and it becoming more global and more platforms like Netflix and Crunchyroll are global, there's a big problem that's not just like, you know, Hollywood, you know, sensitive Karens that are like censoring anime. It's like there's so many regions that are extremely strict about what's being allowed on their screens. And the more you publish to more regions that have their own laws and restrictions and customs, things start to get a little bit shaky there. And I wouldn't... and so when I read this whole like advocacy group thing that they were kind of joining together with like Sony and stuff, it just goes more in the idea of trying to create this understanding globally what anime itself is. It's a good thing that they're a part of this. It does seem like a lot of like business talk and and flapping mouths. But there is a side of it that is, hey, if groups like the UK are wanting to restrict streaming services, we got to be there to be able to tell them what they're looking at, because they won't understand it. Is Blood Eye gonna have season 2? I don't know. I think it's been a long time. It's probably one of those ones that like just pop up out of nowhere with a remake. Because hasn't it been like 20 years at this point? Question mark. Yeah, they say right here, fair and proportionate. Yeah, proportionate regulations for these specialized platforms. It's working to ensure that more equitable regulation environment where members have a strong collective voice in global regulatory and policy debates is perhaps part of the anticipation of these rules. I think literally everything is all in anticipation of the rules with the UK. The knock-on effects that have globally, these streamers have come together. BBFC's methodologies include surveying 2001 participants from 10 online focus groups under age 16 and over with respondent. So wait, you're telling me the BBFC showed 16-year-olds nudity? Hold up. You're telling me the BBFC did a survey that showed them nudity? Some of this stuff is so funny. Some of this stuff is so funny. Some of this stuff is so funny. It's like if you actually sit back and really think about what we just read. Wait, hold up, go back. Hold up, go back. You're telling me some government group of people, adults, showed a 16-year-old nudity? Your laws on that are much different than the USA. So adults are allowed to show 16-year-olds children nudity? Interesting. I mean, it's your country, I guess. Anyway, sorry. 16 and over with respondents including anime fans, non-anime fans, teenagers, and parents. It adds that they use a mixed method study which combines quantitative and qualitative data collection, informing information about ratios and respondents groups and their representatives of the population is unclear from the press release. I'm going to be honest, I barely got anything out of this article. So to break this down, it starts off by saying that BBFC got together and they got a bunch of people 16 and over. They showed them pornography and whatnot. They showed them anime, and a lot of them, understandably from the outside looking in, went, "Oh, cartoons show this stuff." Yeah, whatever. We knew that. They seem to come to an agreement that they're not rated high enough. Which, depending on what they're showing, I understand. And again, a lot of this stuff is already properly rated. There's ratings boards for this kind of stuff. Here's where the disconnect comes. Ofcom, I'm guessing Ofcom is a part of the BBFC. I'm trying to find the connection between Ofcom's move to regulate streaming platforms. Where's the transition here is what I'm trying to find. I have a disconnect between these two paragraphs. Am I alone on this? Maybe it's because I'm not very familiar with the UK. What's the link here? BBFC did a thing. People said, "Oh no, nudity." What does that lead into Ofcom doing video on demand code changes? Yeah, Ofcom being the regulator makes sense to me. I'm just trying to think of like What does it have to do with the BBFC doing? I guess the idea here is that the BBFC doing this report makes them want to do regulations on it. And Ofcom over here is like, we're doing this. So if they start regulating this stuff and they start regulating streamers, these can come together. They've been talking about BBFC being able to rate streaming content for years now. I think they're just looking for reasons to validate it. So was this BBFC report cited by Ofcom when they did this? That's the question mark. Did Ofcom cite the BBFC when they decide to make this? Because I can see that being the case. Oh, here's ammunition. Because I don't see anything about that. I don't see anything about that BBFC report coming up in this talk on Ofcom. Yeah, BBFC, I would imagine, wouldn't be able to do anything by itself. It's a research group. Yeah, let's look at that real quick. I guess my thing is what's the connection between the BBFC and Ofcom? One's a research group and one's an enforcement group. Yeah, so BBFC is just for the classifications. It's similar to like RESRB ratings and stuff like that. But it's not, unlike the US, it's a government one, right? So BBFC is like government, whereas RESRB and stuff like that is technically like industry run. BBFC classifies films, DVDs, and sometimes online video. Ofcom regulates broadcast TV, radio, telecoms, and increasingly online platforms. Is that right? So there's two different groups? So again, that brings me back to my original point. This tells me BBFC is going, hey guys, we should regulate this, and this is why. And over here, Ofcom's like, we want more power. That's all this article is really telling me. Which they will probably get it, right? I would assume they're probably going to get it. BFC's anime sexual content research suggests that their broad support for treating the content standards the same regardless of whether the anime is broadcast on TV or streams on demand. So that's where I think he's making the connection here with this article. There was this research, they want it to be more restricted, but there's no connection yet, is what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing a connection. I'm not seeing a connection between the two of them, is where I'm kind of stuck at. So I guess it's sort of a little bit of a negative I would give this article, is that it's trying to make it's making an obvious assumption, but it's making an assumption that these two things are involved and they're not involved. They'd like it to be more regulated. It's not being regulated, but it could be regulated because they're wanting to regulate more. Current Prime Minister is a complete nanny. He's one who's passing the internet censorship and requiring to use a VPN. Yeah, and I was kind of hoping that a lot of the, like, the dislike that it seems that everybody in the entire world has would eventually push back on it. Because it seems like they have absolutely no clue what they're getting into with the internet, honestly. Again, I don't think it's about safety. It's about control. I literally don't feel like there's much in this besides two things are happening at the same time and they could end up being related. Which is really what I'm coming to a conclusion on. Does anybody disagree with me that it feels like this is two different things that could eventually involve each other, that don't currently involve each other? BBFC is studying to see if they should regulate anime more. Ofcom wants to regulate more platforms because everybody wants more control, right? These two things could come together because there's anime on Netflix and Amazon, and a little bit on Disney. But platforms like High Dive is not in the area, so that doesn't matter. Crunchyroll would probably not be messed with because they're not big enough. If Crunchyroll got as big as Netflix, they could start looking at them. But there's no connection here so far. I don't see a connection between the two of them. This isn't banning anime. It feels like it's regulating, potentially regulating some anime on Netflix, which could turn into Netflix not wanting to have certain properties on. It depends on how many users on Netflix are in the UK. Let's see if there's a number in the UK for Netflix. That's not what I asked. How many subscribe? How many? $17 to 18 million. That's a lot. That's significant. That is a significant number. Again, this comes down to, like, I can see them potentially wanting to either block certain shows from the UK, which that literally what it can come down to is that when Netflix licenses a show, if it's more inappropriate, they just won't license the UK. It will be region locked. Simple. The problem always comes down to is if the studios themselves go, we want our show to be available everywhere, so we kind of have to do some changes. But and most studios don't even care. Most studios are going to make whatever they want to make, and they don't think about, like, well, if we want to show in the UK, we can't have this part in it. Very rare. Nevertheless, there's changes in the government. We're currently very torn across our country on. There's been too much control in the government and censoring some of the Democrats and Republicans. I believe after idea verification goes through, everywhere VPNs will start to get banned next. Yeah, the problem with VPN banning is that they will do it, but you can't do it, if that makes sense. Like, because government doesn't understand VPNs, what they'll do is they will go after the big name VPNs, and they will ban those IPs from those VPNs. But inherently how VPNs work, you can't ban the technology. I guess you can, but again, you're just going to go after, like, the big ones. You can't stop VPN technology because how does VPNs work? It's redirecting things. How do networks work? They redirect things. So you're basically, in order to ban VPNs, you have to ban the concept of networks. Because you never can stop when you go to this server, you go to this server after.
That's how a VPN works. You're just getting a service to do it for you, so you mask what you're looking at or whatever. You can't stop VPNs. I didn't think they can ban VPNs. Everyone is using them for remote working, banking. Yeah, that too. Like literally some companies can't function without it. My last job, we used a concept of VPN because we had to go into a private network to access something. Government's doing government things by wanting control. That's what it feels like. Yeah, this feels like 3 different situations of government control that aren't connected yet. And I think that's pretty much where I'm going to come to conclusion with my video, if I do a video on this, because I feel like part of this I'm like out of the loop on. But again, thanks to everybody over there that kind of fill in some blanks here. That's my conclusion with this article. It's not that it's banning anything. It's just we should have stricter ratings. We want to regulate something, and they're not together yet. I kind of feel a little bit frustrated that Nwani made this connection. He probably should have done this in 2 different articles. They're both in the same area, so it makes sense, but I feel like he's sort of stepping into the realms of a little bit of... He's not saying it. Again, he's not saying it. But you can see where a lot of people would come to the conclusion that where this is going. Because I imagine... and this is partly going to be because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to retweet this, let's be honest, but I'd imagine if you look at the replies on this post, it's going to be a lot of people saying, "Ah, crap, they're banning anime." Looking for that gushing. Where is their article for this? Do they have another account? Did they delete the post? Anyways, not that big of a deal. They're not gonna ban VPNs. They just have a convenient They have a convenient. Can make a workaround for regulations. As Commander says, you need VPNs to work from home for a business. Yeah. I could see it being like just a personal ban, but again, you can't. You can ban the services, but you can't ban the function unless you literally kill networks. Unless you literally kill networks, you would have to you would have to figure out some way to make like peer-to-peer a thing again. Like you have nowhere in between that it goes to. Your connection goes straight to a service. Yeah, declare yourself self-employed and you have it for your job. Nail on the head there, Andrew. The article is fine, but farm for engagement, which is happening. Yeah, it's going to happen. Well, I mean, that's like... this is no shade to this person, but like... If I can find it. My video that I dropped yesterday about... the video I made yesterday about Maki. I don't know if I can. I'm just gonna do this. I don't want to call like any. I hate putting people on blast. I don't like doing that. So I'm gonna do this. Even though people can just literally search this and find it. So those that seen my video yesterday, I made the video on Maki, Taro Maki, about the whole like salaryman producer. It was... I already seen the post, but then somebody had actually added at me to cover it, saying, hey, you should check this out. So you guys know what the context of that... For those that don't know what the context of that, it was Taro Maki. He is a producer of a lot of anime. He does a lot of planning and whatnot. He's done a lot of stuff with Satoshi Kon, Plat Labur, and stuff like that. He did an interview where he was talking about his festival they're doing where they showcase creators. And his concern is that like all producers are becoming corporate salaryman, basically. They're just looking to produce things that are very safe and, you know, you don't have any problems with it. They don't like take risks. Don't try different things. Always stick with genres that work because they just work. There's too much risk and they don't want to risk losing the company money. The post that said, hey, go cover this, says this: you might want to read this. Anime studios are becoming risk averse, seeking the modern audience and treating viewers like children. How did you get that from that post? Here's the post. This is what Anime Corner that they were adding at. Veteran anime producer Taro Maki says Japanese corporate culture opts for safe projects. And even in this, he highlights how, while companies are spending large sums of money, business-led, like Anime Japan Advertising, investing in necessary return to creators, this is the motivation to co-founding the ANIF, which is the festival that he's doing. He spoke about the animator shortage and need to improve creator-to-creator customer relations. Second part, Maki says Japanese producer play it safe and projects due to Japanese corporate culture. He mentions a minus point culture, a style of evaluating that deducts points for projects that for bad aspects. I don't necessarily see that in the translation I got, but Nwani seems like he probably knows it a lot better than I do. This is contrasted with a plus point culture, where projects accumulate points for their good aspects. Nothing in here is about modern audiences and all that stuff. Like, I search for modern. It's not even on the page. Where are you getting this whole, like, modern audiences thing? It's risk because it costs a lot of money and they don't want to risk animating a flop. It's a corporate media mindset. It's not a woke culture media. Anyways. It's so easy to get caught up on, like, everything is after you. Everything's after you. Anyways. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's somebody just trying to tell me about it. And I appreciate people pointing things out, but what are you talking about? They're just telling me, and I appreciate that, but it's like, where did you get that? They play it safe with projects due to Japanese corporate culture minus point system. I guess. I don't know. Well, you want to go outside, Jukers? You're bugging me. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna see if I can put something together for this whole thing. I might search on a few other things. I might just post this video tomorrow. I'm not in a hurry for this. I know that a lot of people are gonna be engaging on this whole thing, but I don't think this is a big deal. It's anything regulation wise is a big deal. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think this is not a biggie. Even though I'm gonna get probably a lot of people saying this is a biggie deal. It's a biggie deal. I'll try to figure out some way of explaining this in a way that makes sense to people. I think I get it, and again, I appreciate everybody's feedback on this. So I'm kind of glad that I did this live stream and had you guys give some feedback on it. We didn't even talk about freaking winter. I forgot we didn't even talk about winter. Oh well. I'm having connection problems anyway, so it's probably best that I do call it a day anyways. But I'll probably do a video on this tomorrow. And then I think Friday I'll hopefully have my preview video done, or my most anticipated for winter video done, and be able to post that. But good stuff. Good stuff. I appreciate you guys for dropping by though. Thanks you guys. Hope you guys had fun on this stream, watching me crash out about Mushoku Tensei limited edition box sets. Yeah, Forever in Season 2, hype levels freaking through the roof, dude. I'm all prepared for it because I got this damn thing. My freaking briefcase of Frerin. Super chill. Well, I hope it was super chill. Even though we got into some controversial stuff like AI and BBFC censorship. But yeah, I appreciate you guys dropping by again. Thanks to everybody that supports the channel. All the likes, the supers, chats, the where's my feed here? The bits. Got some bits from Patches. Sub from YP. Get to sub. Again, what the fan art for the supers. all that stuff. It's really appreciated. You guys' financial support of this content is always greatly appreciated. You have any special Christmas videos or streams? Maybe. No promises. Maybe, but no promises. I had a couple ideas, but no promises. But yeah, until I'm gonna switch over here. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great rest of your week. When is Christmas? Like, when is the actual day? Is it like a Wednesday? It's a Wednesday, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no. Christmas messing up everything this year. We'll see. We'll work something out. I don't think it'll be a problem for having a live stream that week, but maybe we'll get on here and talk about some stuff that we picked up. But again, thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. Y'all take care.